Well, my name is Anisa Mpungwe. I am from Tanzania, born and bred in Tanzania. I left Tanzania when I was 10 years old and left for South Africa. I was a diplomat, so life in the diplomacy kind of world was very interesting. I studied there all the way up to university, where nilianza mambo ya mavazi. And from there onwards, I studied a little bit overseas in the United Kingdom. Goodness, you're asking me my whole CV in like 2 seconds. I have 2 sisters, a mom and a dad, of course. And yeah, I have a fashion label, a women's wear label called Loin and Ashes. And it's based in South Africa, lakini I'm a Tanzanian designer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then nikawa unapitia biography website yako nataka kusoma biography yako. Ndio kwamba 2003 ulisoma BA in fashion design and marketing.
Yes.
Kwa Kitanzania unajua ni fashion kuwa katika shule, katika syllabus labda vyuo vikuu na nini. Haipo.
Ndio.
Ilikuwaje wazazi wakakuruhusu kuingia kwenye kusoma design?
Kwa kusema kweli, I don't even know how my parents allowed me to go into fashion. Originally, my father wanted me to do jewelry design. And he wanted me to do jewelry design in America. And I don't really, I like America, but I mean, home is home. So I said, no, let me study here, lakini nataka kufanya fashion. And I had to prove myself to my dad. So I did a lot of research to see if there's any business there. Will I be able to feed people? Will I make money? All of this stuff. And I found out that it's quite a lucrative business. 100% of us wear clothes. And these clothes come from somewhere. Not just from air. Kuna factory somewhere wanashona night and day, and you don't know. All you know is unaenda dukani, you bargain for a shirt, and you're wearing something. So because of that, and I know there's a strong business behind it, I said, you know what, why not go for it? So here I am, fashion designer from Dar es Salaam.
Okay. Baada ya hii course of fashion design ukasoma nyingine tena nipi?
Yeah, niliongezea another specialized program inaitwa creative pattern cutting for the industry. And basically, to explain, it's like if you had, it's like architecture. Like it's architecture of the body. We have shapes. There's some areas you're big, there's some areas you're small. So like a house, you know, there's groundwork, and then there's the skeleton, and then there's the roof and all of that. So basically what that did, I did my honors. So what that did is I just specialized more directly into how specifically to make a garment. So I can realistically, naweza move back to Dar es Salaam and open my studio here, and I can carry on with my work. So basically, ukija kwangu, for example, for a fitting or for a consultation, I'll measure you. Kwa hiyo na kumeasure you're 3D, you're a person, right? So you're 3D. So I'm gonna measure all around you, then I'm gonna take your measurements, put it on 2D, which is on paper. Nitafanya measurements zangu. At the moment you're wearing a golf shirt, but maybe you say, Anisa, I want a suit, so I need to make a suit for you. So because of your measurements, naeka kwenye my paper, I make a pattern, like an architect. You do your blueprint. It's like a blueprint, and from that you put it on fabric and you cut around it. Shona, you come for another fitting, you have a blazer. Yeah. So basically, creative pattern cutting for the industry is all about that specializing, and you can do anything you want, wherever you want. So, to answer your question, yes.
Then, una kampuni inaitwa Loin and Ashes.
Yes.
Now, hisi kwamba mara nyingi unapolitambulisha hili jina.
Yeah.
Wengi wanataka kuuliza, what is this?
Yes.
Sababu si Then,
Yeah.
Manake ni?
Okay. Loincloth and Ashes ilianza when I was maybe 16. Nilikuwa shule, nilienda in South Africa. I went to an Anglican school, and myself and my marafikis were like hanging out, and we, you know, like when you're kids you dream, and we used to say, oh, one day nitatoka Milan or Paris or whatever, and then I'll be wearing this, and someone will ask, what are you wearing? And then I'll say, oh, I'm wearing Loincloth and Ashes. And you know, it's just dreams, and you don't know, you're a kid, you don't know, and then eventually it's something that I got from the Bible because I went to an Anglican school, but my background is Islam and Christianity and from my family, but the name comes from the Bible, and in the Bible it says sackcloth and ashes, but I changed it to loincloth and ashes because I felt it sounded just different. But surprisingly, when I do shows overseas, they always say loincloth and ashes. Is that like a picture of an African person? Unajua tunavaa sijui nini around here, and then like ashes or mask on your face. So they think, oh, so you're trying to be like African, like you're saying it like in a fun. I don't know how I never thought about it like that. So yeah, that's the history of the name. Yes.
So, ukubwa wa kampuni yako kwa brand Cloth and Ashes.
Yes.
Duka viwanda
yes.
ya kutengeneza nguo na
yes.
au unafanyaje?
Well, Loincloth and Ashes ni kampuni ndogo. We are a team of 8. So I have 8 employees. It's almost the 25th, so it's payday.
Permanent employees.
Yes, permanent employees. So I am based in Johannesburg. So us group of 8, some of us are designers, some of us are seamstresses, some of us are machinist cutters. Kwa hiyo kila mtu ana kazi yake. And then above and beyond that, in a factory where we go and order our designs, and this can go to, we have an online store that it goes to, and this is accessed at the moment only in South Africa, like eventually to spread out into the rest of the continent. So the company itself, we're small, we're 8 of us, I'm the 9th, but eventually we'll be big. I have big plans, so we'll get somewhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Then unatengeneza nguo za aina gani?
Okay. Loincloth and Ashes natengeneza nguo za females only for the moment. But we are branching into jewelry na viatu at the moment. Right after my visit to Tanzania, I'm going to go see my samples to see if I'm happy or not happy with the product. So it's really in the near future. And then we sometimes focus on accessories, koya umbrellas, handbags, but it depend on like if we're doing it for a show, or it depends why we're doing it. Okay. Yeah.
Then unapokuwa fashion designer, lazima kuna celebrities mbalimbali ambao wanafuata kwa ajili ya kuvalisha, na of course kwa sababu kwa South Africa,
yes,
kwa fashion industry ni kubwa kidogo,
yes,
na Tanzania.
Yeah.
Ni celebrities gani ambao umefanikiwa kuvalisha na kufanya?
Okay. Well, the type of celebrities are from local celebrities in South Africa to international celebrities. So in my very small list, in South Africa kuna msichana anaitwa Anele Mdoda, who is a huge star there. International and Poppy, I'm sure people here may or may not know them. Internationally, people like Solange Knowles. I've dressed Oprah. I've gifted the First Lady of America, Michelle Obama. So that's kind of my list, and hopefully this list will become a bit bigger. So yeah, like, and it's not really about just the celebrities. Like, a lot of people support this brand. and these are the people who come into the store every single day. For me, those are my celebrities. Yeah, they're the ones who are keeping us afloat.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Okay, turudi nyuma kidogo. Anisa. Mwaka 2008 ulikuwa Mwafrika mweusi wa kwanza kushinda shindano na L Town. Ilikuwa ni shindano gani? Tell us more.
Okay. So Our magazine is a fashion magazine, and it's widely and globally known. And they started a competition with finding the best fashion designer, the best young fashion designer in the country. So nilienta, and at this time I was just back from London from my studies, and I was so bored. I was, like typical, like ungrateful. I'm so bored. I need to go back to London. It's just faster in London. But and at the time I was bored working at this company, so I applied for this competition, and I was a finalist of 6. Kwa hiyo, like across the whole nation, they choose, I think, from like 600 to 1,000 entries. They narrowed down to the top 6. So I was in the top 6. In Tanzania, female, black, which is fantastic. And I got to win that year. And that put me, both my feet into the fashion industry in South Africa. Because before I was working, I was like a assistant or an intern or a runner, or someone who's like in the back. So the All New Talent sort of competition really helped to say, "Huyu ni Anisa, and this is what she does," and everybody get to know it, And the collaboration with them and Mr. Price, and I'm sure you're going to ask me further with the Mr. Price connection. Yeah, so the connection with Mr. Price is that ukiwin, you make a collection with association with Mr. Price, of which it will be sold across the nation. So just imagine this kind of publicity for a 22-year-old is really big. Like the units that you're producing is like thousands, like hundreds and thousands, and everyone across the nation is going to be wearing this stuff. So it's a really good competition, and it teaches you about business.